morning, ma'am. My name is Nobice Lopez, and I am from BSIS 1B. So, our scenario is about fast-growing technology startup that is currently experiencing organizational changes. In its early stage, the company used a flat organizational structure where there were very few management levels and employees could communicate directly with the founders or managers. This structure allowed for faster decision making, open communication, and greater flexibility in the workplace. However, as the company continues to grow and hire more employees, managing operations has become more complex. Because of this rapid growth, the company decided to transition from a flat structure to a hierarchical organizational structure. This means that new levels of management, such as supervisors, team leaders, and managers, will be introduced to improve coordination, accountability, and efficiency. Despite the benefits of this change, many employees are resisting the transition. They are used to the freedom and independence of the flat structure and are concerned that the new system may limit their autonomy and creativity. This situation highlights the challenge of managing organizational change while maintaining employee motivation and cooperation. So, in organizational structure analysis, in this part of our presentation, we will analyze the organizational structure used in the company. Organizational structure refers to how roles, responsibilities, and authority are arranged with an organization. In our scenario, the company is transitioning from a flat structure to a hierarchical structure. First, let us discuss the flat organizational structure. A flat structure has very few levels of management. In this type of structure, employees can communicate directly with founders or top managers. Because there are fewer layers of authority, decision making is usually faster and communication is more open. Employees also feel more involved in the organization because they have greater independence and freedom in their work. This type of structure is very common in simple companies and startups because it encourages creativity, collaboration, and innovation. However, as the company grows, the flat structure can become difficult to manage. When the number of employees increases, it becomes harder for a few leaders to supervise everyone. Communication may become confusing, responsibilities may not be clearly defined, and decision-making can be disorganized. Because of these challenges, the company plans to adopt hierarchical organizational structure. A hierarchical structure has multiple levels of authority, such as managers, supervisors, and team leaders. So, sa hierarchical structure, each employee has a specific supervisor or manager nga ilang reportan. Mas klaro na ang roles o responsibilities sa bawat employee. This helps the company become more organized and efficient, especially when the team becomes larger. One advantage of this structure is that it improves management and coordination. Mas dali na sa leaders nga ma-monitor ang work sa employees because they manage smaller teams. However, this change can also create challenges. Some employees resist the change because naanad sila sa freedom sa flat structure. Basin magunahon na sila nga mawalay lang independence or mahimong strict ang management. But overall, the company needs to change its structure because it is growing. Ang flat structure maayo para sa small startup. Pero ang hierarchical structure mas helpful kung dako na ang organization. So, application of management theory. Now, we will apply a management theory to our scenario. The theory that can explain the situation is transformational leadership theory. So, in transformational leadership is a leadership style where leaders inspire and motivate employees to support change and achieve a shared vision. In simple words, ang leader naghatag og inspiration og direction para ang employees mo support sa goals sa company. So in our scenario, the company is transitioning from a flat structure to a hierarchical structure. This change can be difficult for employees because naanad sila og freedom og flexible environment sa flat structure. Mauni ang role sa transformational leader to guide employees during the change. First, transformational leaders communicate the vision clearly. Ang leader dapat mo explain ngano kinahanglan ang change. For example, the leader can explain that the hierarchical structure will help the company become more organized and efficient as it grows. Second, leaders encourage employees to support the change. Ang leader dapat mo motivate sa employees o ipakita nga ang change dili para mag-control nila, pero para mas ma-improve ang teamwork o performance sa company. Third, transformational leaders build trust and teamwork. Importante kaayo nga ang employees maka-feel nga valued sila sa organization. Ang leader dapat maminaw sa concern sa employees ug tabangan sila maka-adjust sa new system. Through transformational leadership, employees can better understand the purpose of the new organizational structure. Kung klaro ang communication ug supportive ang leader, mas dali para sa employees nga dawaton ang change. So in findings and recommendations, based on our analysis, we identify several findings about why employees resist the organizational change. First, some employees fear losing their freedom or independence. Sa flat structure, employees have more flexibility and direct communication with leaders. So, when the company moves to a hierarchical structure, they may feel that their freedom will be limited. Second, employees are not used to strict supervision. Tungod kay naanad sila sa relaxed working environment, mahimong uncomfortable para nila ang adunay supervisors or managers nga magmonitor sa ilang work. And third, some employees worry about their job security. Basin mahadlok sila nga ang new structure mahimong maka-affect sa ilang role or position in the company. Because of these challenges, we recommend several solutions. First, management should clearly communicate the purpose of the change. Importante nga masabtan sa employees ngano kinahanglan ang new structure. And second, the company should involve employees in decision making. Kung maapil ang employees sa discussions, mas maka-feel sila nga importante sila sa organization. And third, the company should provide training support and to help employees adjust to the new system. And finally, management should maintain open communication with employees. Kung open ang communication, mas dali ma-resolve ang concerns o problems sa workplace. These recommendations can help reduce resistance and make the transition smoother for everyone. So in conclusion and takeaways, organizational change is normal and necessary when a company grows. Sa atong scenario, the startup company is moving from a flat structure to a hierarchical structure to improve management and organization. Although flat structures work well for small startups, Hierarchical structures are more effective for larger companies because they provide clearer rules, responsibilities, and leadership. However, change can be challenging for employees. That is why strong leadership, clear communication, and employee support are very important. With the help of transformational leadership and proper management strategies, employees can successfully adapt to the new organizational structure. So, for Q&A, why do employees resist organizational change? So, my answer is, employees resist change because they fear losing their independence and freedom. Some employees also worry about job security, while others are not comfortable with new management systems or supervision. So, another question, why is hierarchical structure better for large companies? So, my answer is, a hierarchical structure is better for large companies because it provides clear rules, responsibilities, and leadership. It also helps improve coordination, communication, and decision making within the organization. And that's all, ma'am. Thank you.